What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you are strapped in and subscribed because this time I'm taking you all the way to Brazil.
Dame la comida buena, chicharrones, papita frita. Dame un bistec de cerdo, frijoles negros, comida rica.
First stop, the capital city, Rio de Janeiro. We are here for my best friend's bachelors. This is Vaishnav, by the way, and he's been my best friend since school, and I don't think there's a better place to be partying it up in honor of his upcoming nuptials. The sun was starting to go down by the time we made it to our hotel, and the vibes were getting immaculate. At this point, we needed some food ASAP before our first big night out in this beautiful city. So we headed to a Michelin-star restaurant called Me at the Copacabana Palace Hotel. We were just getting round after round of the most incredible Asian food any of us have ever tasted. Of course, it was only fitting to start the trip by pairing my meal with a caipirinha, which is a Brazilian cocktail made with sugar, lime, ice, and a local liquor known as cachaça. It's tradition to close out a Michelin-star meal with an espresso shot, and that gave us energy as we got ready to hit the streets of Rio. No, like literally in Rio, you can just drink and party on the side of the street. After the street pregame, we found Bar, which is this absolutely massive open-air club, and we instantly knew this was the place to be. All I can say after the first night here is Brazil is next level. Day 2 was surprisingly hangover-free. I think it had something to do with this engulf pill which we kept taking, or maybe it was just the vibes. Cause look around, everything here is a vibe and a half, especially Ipanema Beach. After knocking back some traditional Brazilian food, it was time to hit the beach. In each and every one of my vlogs, there seems to be some version of a racket sport, and this vlog is no less. However, since we're in Brazil, it has to feature the beach. Introducing beach tennis, where the rackets look like paddle rackets, but the net was some sort of volleyball net. We didn't get a chance to play because we were too busy filling coconuts with rum until it was time to head out again to a club called Vitrini. Vitrini had a much different vibe to Bosque Bar, and it felt like we were surrounded by gangsters and drug dealers more than anything else. By the way, while we were in Brazil, we discovered this insanely cool brand called Reserva. All of my vlogs need an unboxing, so here's me unboxing a pair of shoes from the brand. I love the simple, clean lines and aesthetic, and they were insanely comfortable. It was time to enter the infamous favelas. Favelas are Brazil's version of slums or shanties, and they have their own unique, vibrant culture, be it art, music, or dance. I wouldn't recommend venturing into the favelas to anybody visiting Rome, as the city itself is very, very unsafe. You see cops everywhere, but since we were accompanied by locals and armed gunmen, we decided to make the trip. We topped it off with another traditional Brazilian meal at a nearby restaurant, which basically consisted of meat, more meat, cheese, and rice. I think food like this, although not the healthiest, helped coat the stomach amidst all the drinking. Our experience so far in Brazil was killer. The food's been great everywhere, and the vibes, well, I think you can see for yourself. Now it was time for another local adventure. This time we're headed for a technical dance rehearsal for the world-famous Carnival. Everyone's heard of Rio's Carnival, but it's one thing to listen to stories and it's a whole other to experience it firsthand. Brazilians take it very, very seriously. There's months of auditioning, practicing and rehearsal before the big day. And even though we weren't going to get to experience the Carnival firsthand, we're glad we managed to get a glimpse of it tonight. Even though we were constantly on the move, I definitely still needed to work out. So one of the mornings, while everyone was still asleep, I snuck out for a quick training session. Remember, there's like no concept of hangovers here. The Brazilian air, water and food is simply magical. What was even more magical was that even after all this eating and drinking, I had only put on 1 kilo. Thank God for this massive breakfast buffet, because today we're starting off on a very active note. You can't visit Brazil without paying respects to one of the 7 wonders of the world, the statue of Christ the Redeemer. Built in 1931 and standing at nearly 100 feet tall, this was something on all of our bucket lists. Unfortunately, the second we reached, the staff told us the weather was awful and there would be no view because of cloud coverage. We decided to make the trek regardless. We even made a friend along the way. The sights were so stunning that we wouldn't even be disappointed if we didn't get a glimpse of the statue. But to our surprise, this is what we ended up getting to see. Now that we were blessed, it was time to head to the next destination. Welcome to Florianopolis, or Floripa for short. This stunning beachside town was going to be our home for the next few. The air was crisper, the grass was greener, and everything was somehow just more fun. Even the airport here was aesthetic AF. After checking into our hotel and getting bands that made us feel like we were on spring break all over again, it was time to head out. Somehow, every time we landed in a new city, we started off with an Asian meal, and somehow they were always outstanding. My whoop was revolting against me at this point with 1% recoveries, but I still felt hangover free, and we were managing to get to the gym in the mornings somehow. It helped sweat some of the alcohol out as we headed for a boat day, and after hanging out in the sun all day, we realized we needed to end this bachelor's with a bang. So we headed to probably one of the best nightclubs I have ever seen. With a name as simple as Posh Club, it was like a maze of bars and rooms inside. The DJs were off the hook, with the headliner being Alain Dixon, who came on at 3 AM right when, and you guys have to see this. Performers dropped down from the ceiling as the roof opened up with fireworks in the sky. I have partied all over the world, even DJ'd around the world, but I've never seen this. And with that, it's a wrap on Brazil, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed traveling with me as I take you around the world. We did Abu Dhabi in the last vlog, and in case you haven't watched that yet, I'll link it up for you to see. We have many more places to visit together, so be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. See you guys in the next one.